8 a.m., July 3rd. Jenny was baking biscuits in the kitchen of her sister's house on Baltimore Street when a stray musket ball crashed through one, then two doors, striking her in the back, piercing her heart. She fell to the floor as the battle raged on. When the smoke had cleared and the birds were once more singing in the trees, she was buried in the backyard of that same house. At 20 years old, Jenny is remembered for being a young patriot who gave her life to help others. She is also remembered for being the only civilian killed during this Gettysburg battle. So here we are. On this ground in early July of this year, 1863, history was made. Men gave their lives for what they believed. With raised arms, cheers were lifted up, along with prayers. You see, both sides read the same Bible, pray to the same God, but the prayers of both could not be answered. And for now, the cannons are silent, the muskets have all been stacked aside. There's a solemn presence blanketing these few acres here like an early morning fog. The earth beneath our feet is quietly shouting. Here lies a soldier, a comrade, a hero. Here lies a father, a brother, a son. We are assembled here today to honor those who fought and died on these surrounding battlefields. I have been asked as Chief Executive of the nation to formally set apart these grounds to their sacred use by a few appropriate remarks. Can this be accomplished? Standing here before you, many thoughts travel through my mind. Gazing out over the rolling hills, the gentle valleys, the grasses blowing in the breeze, I can see the markers, the mounds of earth, the wooden boxes. Can there be an explanation for such a scene? Can there be comfort for all the sorrow? Can there be an answer to the many questions? What do you tell a mother to ease the pain of her son not coming home? What words do you use for a wife whose husband won't be returning to her? How do you explain to a young child that her father won't be there to see her grow? How do you relate that it was for the right reason? It was for freedom. It was to preserve the Union. What words do you utter? What letters do you write? What address do you speak? Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation, so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We're met on the great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggle here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living matter, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here, dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. But we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom. And that government, of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish